Hey guys, in this video we are going to discuss while the system in the background is farming BasedApp that if you are still early for BasedApp airdrop or if it is kind of getting late. Then I'm going to show you what the developers of BasedApp are thinking on this matter. So if you have been following me around, you know that I had started talking about BasedApp a while ago. And actually, if you started farming BasedApp before the pop airdrop, right now you are about $100,000 in advantage compared to someone that's starting just now. And for the reason for that is right now I have a 60% boost here. And let's click here. This explains how the boost works on BasedApp. So if you received pop airdrop, even if you received $50 or $100, whatever, and if you retain 110% of your airdrop, you get 60% boost. If you didn't touch that $50 that was airdropped to you, now it is probably a lot more than $50, but just assume that it was $50 and assume it's still $50, doesn't matter. Then you would get 50% boost because you would have retained 70% of it, right? If you didn't touch it. Actually, you would have retained 100%, but it is either 70% or 110%. So then you would get 50% boost, which is huge. Because right now, the only way of getting a boost percentage, if you are someone that is starting new, is to hold 2 million pop. And it is $135,000. And this is only 25% boost, not even 50%. On the other hand, even if you received $50 airdrop and if you didn't touch it, right now you would have had 50% boost, which is huge. And if you added a little bit more on top, then you would have 60% boost. That's what I have here. You see, I have 60% boost. So is it that you are late in terms of this? Yes, you are late. I mean, it's obvious. However, you are still early. Maybe not as late as early as the OG users, but let's go and read what the developers of one of the main developers, I think he's actually the head developer, but I don't know, Paul says about it. He says it depends on your perspective. This is the thought process of our team. Everybody is still super early to based. We are possibly 2-3 months from base token being launched. So it is about token generation event. He says it's in 3 months. Along the way, everybody is going to keep getting airdrops where loyal users keep getting rewarded. Today, you are not a part of the early loyal users, but you are early relative to new people joining. Today, Based has 3K daily active users. By the way, it has been like a week. It has been actually 5 days since this announcement, and now they have a lot more users. Based has 3K active users versus Phantom that has 45K daily active users. You are Base, and keep in mind that Base is making 3 times more than Phantom right now. So imagine how early you still are. 3,000 users compared to 45,000 users. It's like 15 times more users that Phantom has. And right now, BasedApp is making 3 times more than Phantom. Just I'm explaining this to you so you get the ratios right in your head. You are basically earlier than 40K users if you are joining today, assuming they will hit 45,000. You will benefit from still being earlier than other people. Would you rather have a project that does not reward loyal users and instead focuses on chasing new users? If you did that, you will have no confidence in our ability to reward loyal users. Remember, you are all early relative to new users that are going to be joining. You did not manage to get the pop airdrop, but you will manage to get the next airdrop, which is up airdrop. So they are saying that it might possess some chance. So which is coming very soon. I had shown it to you in the previous video. It is up airdrop. By the time of this announcement, it wasn't announced that it was going to be up airdrop, but now we know that it was up airdrop. I mean, in the previous video, I told you guys that I was expecting it to be the up airdrop, if you remember that. And the next airdrop after that. So he's indicating that there are going to be continuous airdrops. And by the way, we don't know if those new airdrops are going to give us a sort of bonus for base dev farming. They might. They might not, but they might as well. Before you get based, think about it for a second. You are all going to be early relative to the next few people. the team stands by the statement of rewarding loyal users who are early. Personally, I think this is an amazing approach, but we are not here in this video to discuss about my personal perspective, but rather to understand if we are still early. And yes, okay, let's go back to some other things that Poe didn't say, but I have to add. And that is, he didn't talk about the XP emissions here. So, in the very early days of BasedApp, the XP emissions were 100%. Then, after I think a month or something, they reduced the XP emissions by 25%. So that means that if you farmed BasedApp in the first week of launch, in the first couple of weeks, maybe the first month, you were, versus today, you are already at 25% advantage, right? So I expect the XP emissions to get even lower in the future. As they get more users, probably they have some benchmarks, maybe when they hit 5,000 users, when maybe they hit a certain amount of volume or when they hit a certain amount of builder fees, I expect them to further reduce the XP commissions. So that makes you automatically early for the airdrop compared to the new people that are joining in. And maybe the new, he didn't say it openly, but these are just speculations, but these are the possible things that might happen. Maybe the new airdrops that are going to happen, up airdrop, zap airdrop, zap airdrop, whatever is coming, maybe they will provide a sort of bonus. It's not really literally said here, but you that's one of the possible outcomes of this message. That's what it means. Of course, there might be no bonuses, but I think as they numerous of times mentioned in this passage that they want to reward the loyal users, and since you are going to be earlier compared to the next person joining, you are going to get rewarded. That's why I understand from this message. So, all right, we can discuss if you have different ways of thinking or different ways of understanding other things from this message, but that's what I understand. So I think personally you are not extremely early, but you are still very early compared to most of the people that are going to be joining the ecosystem. All right. Yeah, all right, guys. I hope this helped.